Hello students, welcome to Learner's Planet. Let us continue with the chapter Control and Coordination. In the previous session we had just introduced that what this control and coordination means. Now we are going to further study the same particular process in the case of human beings. We know that this control coordination is an essential and is a characteristic feature of a living organism. So we studied that how an organism is giving response to a particular stimulus, and this response to a stimulus is of course an important feature. It suggests that whether a thing is living or a non-living. So how the process is taking place basically? It is through the stimulus. Now stimulus is a particular change in our surrounding in response to which a particular action is taken. So how this entire thing is taking place? We simply say we are thirsty and we are drinking water. But in between this sequence of thinking about the thirst and till the action which is taken, that is the drinking. So what is basically happening during this particular thing is that you are receiving a particular signal, you are receiving a stimulus. Suppose in this diagram there is a glass of water here. So after looking at it, you feel thirsty. Or it is not always necessary that whenever you look at a water you will feel thirsty. You feel thirsty and you imagine that there must be some water. You need the water to drink, isn't it? So in this case you are receiving this message, and this message of thirst is transmitted to your brain, and here the message is actually it is integrated. What is integrated? That you are thirsty. So in this case, whether you want to drink water or you want to drink some cold drink or some juice or anything something like that, which can actually help in relieving your thirst. So that message is basically conveyed to your brain and is then integrated. And what is the result of it? The result is that you are going to drink it. So in this case the drinking is a response. Now how will you drink? There is a muscular movement involved in it. Your limbs will function initially. The muscles which are associated with your bones in the these forelimb, it is going to help you in holding the glass, and then it is you are going to drink the water. Now in similar case we can say there are different type of receptors in our body which help in just understanding or receiving the particular stimulus. And these receptors are located in the specific organs of the body. What it could be, we had already started in the previous session. Let us summarize it. The sense organs, they are eyes, they are ears, nose, tongue and skin. Eyes meant for receiving which type of stimulus? It is light. So light is received by the photoreceptors in your eyes. Is it also received by any other part of your body? No. The other is ears. Is there any other body part from where you can actually listen or you can hear to a particular thing? No. So why is it possible that ears are helping you for this process? It is because of the presence of phonoreceptor in the ears. Similarly, smelling is a function of the nose, and it is possible due to the presence of olfactory receptors in the nasal cavity or the nasal membrane. Then tongue, it helps you in tasting the food. Can you taste from any other part of your body? Just put some salt over your skin and you will come to know that what is the taste. It is not possible. Why? Because these special gustatory receptors are present only in the tongue. Then comes your skin. It is another sense organ. So this skin is having different type of receptors, like for touch, for heat and for different things, etc. So all these receptors, after receiving a message, they will convey it to the special neurons which are associated with these parts. and then these neurons will conduct a particular electrical impulse and is going to convey the message to a brain. So this is how these neurons, they will constitute the nerves and the nervous tissues and all that, and is going to form a nervous system. And then of course nervous system alone cannot do anything in control or coordination of any action. In that case, action has to be taken, and the part of body which is taking this action is known as effector. So this is how your body is responding to the various changes in the surrounding. So in the human beings, we already said that this control and coordination is not only performed by the nervous system, but it is also actually it is also performed by the endocrine system or a hormonal system. The nervous system that helps in the it is a system of tissues or the conducting tissues which help in conducting the a wave, or we can say it is helping in receiving a particular stimulus and then conducting a wave, so or transmitting it to the other part of the body through a network. So this is what the nervous system is actually doing here. Endocrine, that is functioning by secreting a chemical messenger which we call as the hormone, and then these hormones, they are received or they are transported to a target site. There they help in the process of control and coordination. So now let us compare these two systems, how they are functioning in a human body. So this nervous system, how it is actually functioning, it is by conducting an electrical impulse. See, the cells are there, that is the nerve cell. It will receive a particular stimulus, right, from the receptor. Initially the receptors are there which has received a particular signal. Now this message is conducted to a neuron. This neuron is forming a nerve, and then it is bringing about some chemical changes inside this nerve cell, which is going to be converted into an electrical impulse. It will change the initial chemical composition due to which an electrical impulse is generated. So basically the nervous system is functioning in our body by conducting an electrical impulse. And this electrical impulse, since it is a flow of electron which is associated with a nerve cell, so it is known as nerve impulse. Whereas in the case of hormonal system, there is no such type of electrical impulses generated. Rather, it is a sort of chemical reaction. This function is conducted by the involvement of special chemical molecules known as the hormones. From where these hormones are coming? They are secreted by the glands. Now, whether it is a nerve impulse or it is a hormone, how it is further functioning? So basically the nerve impulse which is generated, it is going to be transmitted to the effector cells. Now, which is the effector cell? The part of the body or the cell of a particular organ which is further involved in an action. So this action is actually taken due to what? Due to the electrical impulse. But this electrical impulse is a part of nervous system, and the action which is taken is in the form of movement. So this movement is a role of muscular system. You know how this function is now interrelated? So basically this action which is taken here, it is associated with those particular cells of the body which are connected with the nervous tissue. These nerve cells, if they are connected to a particular site or the target site, then only the action can be taken. Basically most of the body parts are associated with the nervous tissue, and therefore your entire body is functioning in a controlled and a coordinated manner. But this is not so in the case of hormonal system. See, the hormones are secreted by the glands. A gland is a group of secretory cells, isn't it? Now they are secreting these chemical messengers which is going to diffuse out of the cell. Now depending upon the different type of glands, they are having different type of target site. The type of hormone, is affecting only a particular target cell. Now, how is it possible? These hormones, they are not associated with all of the body part. They are only associated with those specific cells which possess receptors or the detectors of these particular hormones. A specific cell is there which is having these chemical molecules or the detectors which are able to find out or recognize the hormone in a surrounding. So if of course there is a different hormone for different type of action in the different cells. Same hormone is having a particular target, but there are so many different kind of hormones, therefore we are giving this particular statement here. Whereas in the case of nervous system, what is happening? Your entire body is actually involved. The electrical impulses are generated and the nervous tissues, they are associated with most of the body part. So action is taken according to that particular nerve which is getting the this message from the brain or your nervous system. So this is how this is a difference between the nervous system and the hormonal system. We can say nervous system, it is widely spread, although specifically all impulses, all these nerves are having different control centers in your brain. So whatever center is giving a command, it is with respect to that particular nerve. But in the case of hormone, it is strictly associated with various cells only, or the various organs of the body. For example, insulin. What this insulin is doing? Insulin is a hormone, and how it is functioning in body? It is by controlling the level of glucose. If there is a rise in glucose in our body, these insulin are secreted and they are actually converting, they are helping in the conversion of glucose to the storage form, that is glycogen. So what this insulin is bringing down the level of the glucose by utilizing it. So is it possible in the body? I mean in the entire body? It is possible where the glucose metabolism is taking place. So usually this is an example which is taking place throughout in the blood, we can say basically, but there are some specific hormones also. Let us say for example the secretion generation of your sperms, it is only in the male, where in the testes. Elsewhere the this is not secrete, the sperms are not formed. So hormones, they are having a target site. Testosterone, which is helping in the generation or the production of the sperms, isn't it? Else in your body, nowhere this sperm can be generated. And this is why we say that hormones are secreted and they are functioning by they are actually controlling the things, controlling and coordinating the function in the cells which are having the specific detectors. Then the next is the impulse, electrical impulse is very rapid and quick. As soon as we get the stimulus, the response is generated. Whereas in the case of hormonal system, it is not so. It is quite slow, but once it is generated, it is potential. It is having a long effect. Besides this, the nervous system, the action or this function is basically non-continuous. What do we mean by this point? That means that although it is very rapid and quick, but it has to be regenerated each and every time when the stimulus is coming. We can say for example, like if you are touching the hot plate, you are removing your hand. The impulse is generated and then this disintegrated. Now when again we come in contact with the hot plate, a new impulse would be generated. For example, if you are picking something hot with one hand, then that hand, you have to, you will drop the thing or you will transfer it to the another hand. And in the another hand, the new impulse is to be generated so as to pull the thing back. So this is what we want to say, that every time this this particular impulse has to be generated for a function at a particular number of time whenever it is happening. But in this case of hormonal system, once this particular system is generated, then it will persist. If the insulin has been secreted over there, it will help in the metabolism of glucose. It can function steadily over there. The concentration may change accordingly, but it is of course taking place in a steady or a constant manner. Like the testosterone, once it is started generating or producing or secreting during the secondary growth, it will continue further. So it is not like that once it is taking place, then it will stop, then it will restart. No, it is a constant type of function. So let us now see that what are the basic functions of the nervous system. Well, human beings are considered as a very intelligent animal. They are a very highly organized system or the highly organized organisms, isn't it? So how this organization is so well maintained? It is possible because of the well functioning of the nervous system. In the case of human beings, how this nervous system is functioning, not only in human beings, in general also it is having different functions, as we can summarize here. But we are now highlighting basically the human beings. So the very first function is the regulation of involuntary actions. You know what we mean by involuntary action? This involuntary action means which is taking place without your wish. It is not like when you want to do something, or we can say it is without your will. It is taking place at in a particular systematic manner. Can you think of some example of any involuntary action which is not in your control, whether you want or not? This action would be it is taking place in your body normally. Let us say, for example, your heartbeat. The heart is contracting and relaxing so as to circulate the blood. Is it in your control? Let us say your heart want to relax. Now, is it going to stop beating? No, this is not in your control. So such type of actions, they are known as involuntary action. For example, let us say once you are ingesting the food, it has passed into your esophagus in the alimentary canal. Now what will happen? It is going to go further move into the stomach. Now if you think, let us say like in the stomach you had eaten something over there, and now you plan, oh, something another thing is there, something tasty, more tasty which as compared to the previous thing. Then what will happen? Are you going to release it out back and then you will intake the another food in place of that? This is practically not possible. This is an involuntary action. Once you have swallowed the food, it has entered into your esophagus. The peristaltic movement will take place. The food would be moved in a forward direction and is going to reach into your stomach. And this is never reverted back. Vomiting occurs, but that vomit is not a natural phenomena, or it is not a normal phenomena. So such type of actions which are not in your control but they are taking place, they are known as involuntary action. And which part of your nervous which part is actually regulating this thing? It is actually maintained by the nervous system. So this is one of the important function of your nervous system. Then comes your, let us say, the voluntary actions. Not only this, the control and coordination, the nervous system is also helping in the control and coordination of voluntary activities. Now involuntary, as we had taken the example, what do you mean by voluntary? The opposite of involuntary. That means which occurs with your own wish. Let us say, for example, movement of your hands, movement of your neck, or any part of your body which you want to move in your own way. For example, dancing or a normal walking. A normal walking means you are moving from one place to another. Now this is in your wish, that whether you want to walk or not. Then if you want to walk, then what would be the speed? So all these things are these muscular activities, they are under the control of nervous system. It is taking place with your wish, but of course the decision would be taken by the nervous system. If you want to move fast, nervous system is going to convey the message to the limbs, and then they will move faster. That means the muscles will start contracting and relaxing at a faster rate so as to move your body. So this is what we can clear with the clear for the voluntary actions. Then another important function is the communication between the external and the internal environment. That means the external side or the surrounding conditions and your sense organs. The external environment, the changes in the external environment is actually sensed by, or it is recognized by the sense organs. And this is possible due to the presence of receptors in this particular part. For example, if your phone is ringing, so this stimulus, that is the sound, is received by the phonoreceptors in the ears, and then of course the message is conveyed to the nervous system, which will help you in giving a response. Then next is the nervous system also enables us to think, reason, remember, take decision, and all these type of activity. A self-consciousness, or you can say how much intelligent you are, all these things are actually under the control of nervous system. Then further, not only this, it can also help in protecting ourselves by taking the random responses. These nervous system are also basically helping in the reflex actions. Generally we say the reflex action is what? A spontaneous automatic action taken by the body in response to a particular stimulus. But you know, even this reflex action is under the control of nervous system in a direct or an indirect way. For example, let us say light is there, a bright light, and then you need to close your eyes, or something if goes into your eye, you need to close it. That is a normal phenomena which is taking place, or the tears will come out. But suppose if you are driving, then what will happen? Are you really going to close your eyes if something is going in your eye? No. At that time what you will do? You will actually dilate it, or you will try to maintain the diameter of the eye. You will partially open it or close it or whatever. Now how this partial phenomena is taking place? It is under the control of nervous system only. You need to do it, but of course in a limited manner, so directly the nervous system is going to be involved. So all these things we are going to actually explain in more details in the further part. But here for now, you must know that this nervous system, a system, it is made up of various organs. So which organs are involved in this nervous system? The main part is a brain, spinal cord, and the nerves. These are the major organs of the nervous system. So brain, where it is located, you all know it very well. It is inside the skull of your head, and this skull is basically providing a protection to the brain. Not only the skull, but various other parts are also providing the this protection, and it is essentially required here, as this brain is a very vital organ of your body. Then besides brain, the another decision making center of body is the spinal cord, or this regulatory control unit is the spinal cord. This spinal cord is of course made up of the neurons and is actually a thick nerve. And this thick nerve is present inside the cavity of the backbone, or the vertebral column, which is present at the at the dorsal side of your body. And this is of course giving it is rising the various nerves so as to control the different type of functions. Beside this, the next part is nerves. Nerves are the long fibrous tissue, or we can say these nerves are the long fibers made up of the nervous tissue. Nervous tissue means what? The one which is made up of neurons or the nerve cells. So they are long thread which are actually spreaded in our body all over. and they help in setting a communication between different parts of the body and the brain or the spinal cord. Hence these nerves are very important. Let us summarize this particular thing here with the help of the diagram. So nervous system is it is made up of three main parts, that is brain, spinal cord and the nerves. So brain is having different regions. As we had studied in the previous chart that there are different functions of the nervous system, and all those different functions are actually controlled by the different parts of the brain and the spinal cord. In the case of brain, there are three parts, that is forebrain, that means which is located in the front part. Then there is a central region, a small central region which is known as the midbrain, and the posterior side of the brain is known as the hindbrain. And all these three parts of the brain, they are divided into different regions and the different parts which is specialized for the control of different activities. Each activity is controlled by different region of your brain. The next is the spinal cord. It is running toward at the back side and is giving arise various number of nerves from it. These nerves are in direct contact with the different parts of the body and is therefore these spinal cords will help in conveying or transmitting the messages, and of course it helps in conducting commanding a particular organ for the particular action also. Then comes the nerves. Nerves are of three different types. They are cranial, spinal and visceral. So cranial nerves are those which are associated with the head region, the nerves which are connecting your head region with the brain. Then spinal, those which are associated with the spinal cord. The another is visceral, which is actually connecting your internal organs of the body. They are associated with the internal organs and these commanding units of the nervous system. So this is how there are different parts of the nervous system. Each is having for the different types and the part, and that we are going to study further. So these nerves, as we had already said, they may be associated with your brain or the head region, and the one which is associated with the head region is known as the cranial nerve. Those nerves which are associated with the spinal cord, you can see this inner line here in the center, this is the spinal cord. So the nerves which are associated with the spinal cord, they are known as the spinal nerve. So let us end up over here and we'll continue in the next session. Till then, thank you so much. Bye.